Can Aaron, are you there? Alright guys. Yo, you ever play balloon fight? So good. Oh, I died. Oh, get some. Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, there we go. Ooh. Get some. Oh! I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah. Uno momento. Uno momento. Nah, man. You do it. Okay, cool. Oh. Oh! God dang it. Oh, I hit him in the back of the head. Bruh. No, I'm gonna miss that one. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, balloon fight, so good. Oh no! AKA, what is this? Joust? Not joust? Kill this dude. Yeah, get some. Get some! Oh! God, that was close. Ooh. Ooh, shouts out to Aaron. Aaron, are you watching? Or whoever is watching. Thanks for watching. This is Monday. We're doing a little bit of nostalgia gaming. I would put on some Dragon Warrior, but I don't think anybody would want to watch that. Mega Man 2, good to Mega Man 2, but it's only the second one. Not good at 1. 1's pretty hard. Oh, get it! No! I always miss one! No! Hello, my 3 viewers. How's it going? Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna get wrecked. Oh! No! Oh my god, I knew that was gonna happen. Man. Well, that was Balloon Fight. That was one of the games I had when I was a kid. And I think the other one that I played a lot of is Donkey Kong 3. And so a lot of people remember Donkey Kong, which one where you play as Mario. And Donkey Kong 2 technically is the sequel, Donkey Kong Jr., but then they made Donkey Kong 3 where you played as this guy as a gardener and you're just spraying bugs you spray up Donkey Kong's butt. So we're gonna load that up and I'm gonna show you the epicness of Donkey Kong 3. Alright, so there's Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, Donkey Kong. And so, see that? You play as like this gardener, and Donkey Kong like shoves these like he sticks these bees on you, or bugs, whatever you want to call it. And you're supposed to. It's like kind of like Space Invaders. Oh my god, terrible! You're supposed to get Donkey Kong all the way up. Like that. It's kind of like Galaga in a way. Yeah, there you go. That's how you win. That's how you do it. Three already? Oh my god, these guys blocked the way? I don't remember that. Get up there, DK. It's terrible. Oh, he can angle it? I did not know he can do that. It's been a while though. I'm really good with Donkey Kong 1 and 2. Or Donkey Kong Jr. Alright. Girlfriend's going to bed. Love you too, baby. Go to sleep. Get some rest. Okay, I gotta be careful of that one. a lot of managing in this one. I did it. Uh-oh. Get wrecked. Yup. Well, that was it for that. What is B? I think B is just hard mode. This one wasn't as popular as the other Donkey Kong games because, well, it's... You can tell it's not very Donkey Kong-ish. It's like Galaga. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what I don't get about this game is that you're a gardener trying to spray these bugs, right? And Donkey Kong is hitting up those beehives trying to knock it down, but what's Donkey Kong trying to get? Is he trying to get some honey? Oh my god, that thing sucks. I don't like that queen bee. Worms don't die unless you get them all the way up. Okay, I see how it is. I see. Oh, if you guys are on chat, let me know so I can talk to you guys. It's hard to like play and like watch chat at the same time. And we can load up some games that are nostalgic for any of us. Regardless of how good or bad it is, there's a lot of bad Nintendo games. Oh my god, so crazy. So crazy, man. Alright. Let's see, I got Donkey Kong. What else did I play? So in chat, somebody said I sound like a preppy white boy. That's because I am a preppy white boy. I'm like just Asian on the outside. Yeah. But I mean, I could talk like Wait, hold on. What am I supposed to sound like anyway? Am I supposed to sound Asian? Am I supposed to have an accent? Hold on a second. So like, don't know if I should get into this conversation. I don't want to offend anybody. Even though I do sound like a specific black comedian sometimes. But I've never heard of anyone say I sound like a preppy white boy. I mean, that's not bad. I just think it's funny. Turtles in Time. Okay. I don't have Super Nintendo right now, but you're right. That game is awesome, dude. Joe Blanco, Joe White. But I got something close to that right here. Because this was one of my favorite, if not the favorite Nintendo game that I had when I was like 12. AKA 40 million years ago. Because that was a while back. What are cell phones? I don't know what that is. We used phone booths. Cup and ball. Or two cups, one string. I remember sinking lots of quarters on this bad boy. This game is hard because there's a lot. But the game that's really hard that you wanna is the first one. This is the second one technically. And this game's no joke. And for what you had as a kid, like you had a Nintendo, you know, and you just go to the arcade, and you go to the arcade, and you play those super cool arcade games. This game is awesome, you know. Graphically, it was pretty amazing for the 8-bit system. Just for what you were going with, you know. And I think this was like mid to the end lifespan of the Nintendo. Like the Super Nintendo was already announced, but they didn't have Turtles in Time yet. They had Turtles in Time in the arcade, I think, like a little bit after this. But yeah, I remember going to like Little Caesars. We had a Little Caesars, like a big one, like a Chuck E. Cheese's one in Chicago, and I'd go there with my buddies and play like these arcade games. And it was good times, man. Good times. And I don't blame me because, what do you call that? The Ninja Turtles game. You know, Ninja Turtles was hot back in the day. And which is, you know, like that was what the kids liked. You know, now it's, I don't know what kids like. What do kids like now these days? SpongeBob? Ben 10? Steven Universe? Animu? Naruto's? And the Dragon Ball Z's? You know? And then this funny thing, like, that I figured out in this game when I was a kid, like, it's not like Double Dragon where you can keep hitting them like this and you just mash. They have like hit detectors, so you hit them and they become invincible for a bit. And you can hit them, and you're allowed to hit them again. So that's why when you see me play, I'm hitting them and running away because they hit you right back, and it's cheap. Except for these guys, you can go like this. I forgot what these things were called. Oh god. And I remember playing this game so much as a kid because all he had was a Nintendo that I don't remember a lot, but I remember weird dumb things like watch this. Hit, move, hit. Right? So that's how you that's how you kill the foot soldier guys fast. And then the same thing with bosses. Hit them, move, hit them, move. Right? Ah, move, move. Because if you start mashing, you just get hit. The game's designed to like kill you, like that. Oh, come on. Okay, so what also I remember here is if you jump kick his toes, you can get him like in this weird loop. You see what's happening here right now? Oh. See, I wasn't kidding. Like, I remember doing this as a kid because I played it so much. Trying to master every stage because, like, you only had X amount of continues. Okay, so everyone says the arcade version is better. Yeah, the arcade is always better. It's always gonna be better. Man, like, I remember seeing the Ninja Turtles arcade game in the arcade for the first time, and it blows my mind, like, how crazy it was. Like, man, look at these graphics. What the heck? You know, you just blow your lunch money watching the damn thing. Ah! Yeah, it's like 2 seconds, then walk away, 2 seconds, walk away. It's weird. Look at that. 1, 2. 1, 2. Help! He's like, help, no. 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 Alright, anyway, Terrence Baker. Dude, the doubles in this game were super long. My brother and I spent so many hours on this arcade game. It's a good soundtrack. Yeah, soundtrack's awesome. Ninja Turtles is pretty hype. You know, like, I don't know what's hype now for kids, but the Ninja Turtles had a good soundtrack. And this thing gives you points, I think. See, look, 80. It'll say 85, right? 86. Isn't that weird? Okay. So the small things I see about this game. Get this back. Okay, remember that. All right, so here we go. Yeah, man. So where is this place? California? Make it down. Oh, another nerdy thing about this game. Oh god. Damage values. Okay. So technically every character in this game has a damage value and a life value. A couple nerdy things. A regular attack like this, right, is usually 1 damage, right? Foot soldiers typically have 2 lives, typically. So you hit them twice with this, they die, right? So 1, 2, okay? Jump kicks, I think, from what I remember, 1.5. It's either 1.5 or 1, because, okay, if you think about it, you hit them once, they don't die, right? Jump kick, hit them once. Oh, let's do the next one here. Hey, girl. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna jump kick. Kind of the same thing. What the hell? Game. Okay. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so it's either 1.5 damage points or 1. But I'm pretty sure it's 1.5 because I swear it does more damage than the regular attack. But this move, that right there. So you can do that by doing A and B at the same time. Look at that. 1 hit, they die. So that's the 2 damage attack. So if you really want to beat up bosses, you do this: hit, run away, hit, run away, hit, run away. And these signs are gonna fall down. Yeah, and I remember as a kid, like when I learned this, I was like, oh my god, so good. Journey to Silius had a rocking soundtrack too. My brother would play that game for hours. Yeah, you know what? Okay, so since we're talking about music, Nintendo music, have you ever heard of I'm pretty sure you have. Monster in My Pocket. If not Monster in My Pocket, then Gremlins, the video game. Soundtrack is dope in that game. Oh my god. Right. Oh! Well, bad. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot. Bebop! Idiot! Oh my god, you're so cheap. Okay, I think it's all coming back. I have this trick over here. It's so cheap. Oh, it's so cheap, alright. See, this is why you have to figure out how to fight bosses, because they beat you up. Beat you up! Alright, cool. And they only count as 1 point, which is stupid. I think they need to have like 5 points, 10 points. Journey to Silius. If I remember, isn't Journey to Silius like an RPG? Is that an RPG or like a shoot 'em up? Ow. Also, by the way, Turtles have no, aside from aesthetic differences, they have no different abilities in this game. Unlike the first game. The first game they were all a little bit different. And Leo was the best, of course. Oh no, Donnie was the best. With the most range and most life, I think. But this one, they're all the same. What the heck? Ah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's what I thought. It's a side-scrolling shooter. Two hits. Ow. Oh shit, there's missiles? Yeah. Ninja Turtles 1 on the Nintendo is beyond brutal. I would say it is, from a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it? I would say the whole game, probably an 8. Swimming level, 10. The swimming level is where most people stop playing the game, because the swimming level was like stupid hard. You know, because, you know, for some reason turtles can't swim. This one wasn't that bad. Just do this, I think. Oh, what the heck? Stupid mousers. Do you think kids understand that when bad guys, or video games back in the day, when bad guys are almost dead, they flash to like to notify that they're gonna die? Water level in Earthworm Jim? You know, I'm gonna have to play that. I don't remember that. I remember the junkyard. I remember the beehive. There's also one where you like bungee jump against like this like military slot guy. Okay, so another interesting fact: this game is not in, this stage is not in the arcade version. Oh shit! I don't remember that. Hut. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Well, I do remember this, but like I don't remember this being in the arcade. So 3 damage, 2 chem picks. Okay, see how that one died in 2 hits? Let's see. Terrence. It was made by Sunsoft. Awesome. NES games. Blaster Master. Spy Hunter. They did Batman too. I remember that. No, I think... hold on. So we gotta find out where Sunsoft is now, because now I'm curious. Sunsoft... look this up. Sunsoft, a Japanese video game developer and publisher. Sunsoft itself is not a company, but instead of the brand of Japanese electronic manufacturer Sun Corporation for its video games operations. Its U.S. subsidiary operated under the name Sun Corporation of America, though as in Japan, games were published there to show a logo that read only Sunsoft. History. Okay, so you're right. They did file for bankruptcy back in '95. That sucks. Oh yeah, I remember them doing a few Super Nintendo games like Bugs Bunny Basketball. Maybe that's why they got what do you call that? Bankrupt. Anyway, September 14, 2006, Nintendo announced that Sunsoft was a partner on the Wii's Virtual Console. That's pretty cool. Blaster Master Overdrive for the WiiWare. Yeah. Yeah, they're not around anymore. They made some good stuff, for sure. I remember. But I'm just reading right here. In the 1990s, Sun Corporation of America joined forces with Acclaim Entertainment. I think that's where they messed up, because Acclaim made some really bad games back in the 90s. They were always the movie games, and you know when you make movie games, they're just terrible. You don't want that. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that, man. Trust me. Acclaim, LJN. If you watch James Rolfe in the Angry Video Game Nerd, he hates LJN, and man, by any means, LJN's terrible. It sucks. I wouldn't want to watch that. Not at all. I think I only lost 1 life yet against Bebop, right? So we're good so far. Okay, that's weird. Funny thing about that tractor, if the only part that hits you is the front part, you can totally go down and not get hit by that. Interesting thing about this game, it's actually published by Ultra Games, and Ultra Games was actually I think a local company, or not local company, but like a subsidiary of Konami. So it's funny how you say that Konami is awesome, because they did make some awesome games, this being one of them. But the thing is, like, Konami was, man, these things are weird, super Japanese, so they released some of their games under the banner of what the hell? Under the banner of Ultra Games, and you can see that in the when you first load up the game, it'll say Ultra Games, but it'll say like Konami. Yeah, you know what's terrible? Last Action Hero. That's a terrible game. What is this? Oh, what the heck? Okay, here's the loop. Ready? Man, dang it. I broke it. Get him over here. Dang it. Timing's off. I love these. Yeah, see that? Patterns. Let's say, alright. Acclaim, dude. Fabio's in the cover. Yes, you're right. They used Fabio in the cover for Iron Sword 2. Because Iron Sword 1 was Wizards and Warriors. And Iron Sword was Wizards and Warriors 2 Iron Sword. Yeah, so a lot of the, God, LJN, I don't even know if I want to keep talking about LJN, but, they released the Back to the Future games. That shit was awful. I think the one I'm most salty about is probably the X-Men game. I am super salty about that one, because the X-Men game was like, first of all, the box art to the X-Men game was pretty sweet. And when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, look at this box art, you know, because that's their first impression. And then you play it, man. Why is this game trash? Okay, look at this shady. yeah, Inky. You're right. It is awful. Look at this video game design right here. Every car in here was black and white, and this dude was red. This dude right here is red. I wonder why. I wonder why. Oh my god. Yeah. Any comic book game that came out in the 90s, LJN usually, aside from Batman, any Marvel game that came out in the 90s, typically Silver Surfer. You guys remember Silver Surfer? Ugh. Terrible. No, this one? No. Okay. I think there was only one Marvel game that I actually really liked playing. It was actually The Punisher, and it was made by LJN. But it was like a rail shooter, our third-person rail shooter. And to have a shooter on a Nintendo is pretty different, which is cool. Wait, hold on. Oh, you're talking about Ninja Turtles. Okay. I was like, I was like, Silver Surfer is not groundbreaking. It's controller breaking. I was about to say. I think we are like in the second to last level right now. Yep, Baxter Stockman. But in the arcade version, I think it is one of General Krang's generals. Oh, what the hell? That was weird. I remember a trick with you. This? Yep, it was this. Man, the nostalgia is hard on this one. I can't believe I still remember all the stupid, like, glitch bugs, whatever you want to call them, to fight the bosses. Oh. Taking April to the van. Look at that. Look at them graphics. Oh my god, so good. Secret Factory. I don't remember there being Secret Factory. Okay, let's just beat me up right there. Jesus. Russian Attack? Yeah, I remember that. It's a Konami game. He plays a Green Beret. And there's jump button, there's hack button, it's a side scroller. It's supposed to be technically Russian Attack, but you know, of course, the 80s. So they called it Rush and Attack. Punisher Rock was pretty awesome. It was also pretty violent too, like this. But yeah, like yeah, it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't a very good game. And but the thing was, it was made by LJN, and LJN always makes bad games. That's why it was. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking, but it wasn't a bad game from LJN, which is sad when that's your scale. I love how we stuck with this game, because it's one of the better games out there. It actually has like a stage like progression, not just like points. They get you. They get you. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Terry, do you remember Cabal? Not the Mortal Kombat character. The game. C-A-B-A-L. Cabal. Oh my god. Another great game from Konami, Life Force. If you don't know what Life Force is, it's Gradius, but 2 players. Oh. You know, it was a good company back in the day, SNK. They made some legit games. Capcom was good. SNK was good. Acclaim was hit and miss. Nintendo, of course, was very good. Sunsoft was pretty good in certain games. Also trying to think what else is there. The problem with Acclaim is that they all had the rights and licenses to the Midway games. So like Rampage, Arch Rivals, all the arcade games made by Midway, which is, by the way, the guys that did Mortal Kombat. It was really hard for them. Oh shit. Because Acclaim would just buy the license, you know, publish it, and the game would be terrible. Yeah, I actually like the original Rampage a lot. Ralph is my favorite. It's Ralph, Lizzie, and George was my favorite, and by that order. They re-released Rampage 2. Rampage 1 was the arcade, came out on Nintendo. I don't think it ever came out for Super. But they released Rampage World Tour. And that one was on the PlayStation 1, I think. PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64. Funny thing about Rampage World Tour is I remember buying that game. It was, and when you're in high school, you don't have a lot of money. Wait for me, and you're in high school, you don't have a lot of money. And it was that, or you guys are gonna laugh. It was that. It was Rampage World Tour, or Final Fantasy Tactics, and I chose Rampage World Tour because James is not smart. Okay, anybody else think Splinter does not look like a rat? Look like someone was stealing a pig. Oh, God, this thing's annoying. Oh yeah, I remember Narc. Smash TV. Oh yeah, Smash TV was another one that Acclaim got a hold of. And if you guys don't remember, Trade West is a good one. Trade West brought us Double Dragon and Battletoads. Fun fact, Trade West was actually Rare at the time, I think, or similar to Rare. Weird thing about Double Dragon, which is one of my favorite series, because, you know, Asian bias, is that the first one was published by Trade West. Double Dragon 2 was published by LJN. LJN. Because I think LJN bought Double Dragon? Can't remember. But they made the arcade and the game, home console game, Double Dragon 2, Double Dragon 3, and 1 was good, 2 and 3 were not. So that's what happens when LGN gets their clutches on the game. You mess it up. You know, when I used to work for the local game store, we always had Superman 64 in stock, and not because it was bad. Well, it is bad. We had it in stock because it's one of those games you just have because it's that bad. And yes, Battletoads is so much harder as an adult. I don't know. Maybe you and I can have game night and we can revisit Battletoads. The one for Nintendo is actually really hard in general. But the one for the arcade wasn't bad. Oh, the Super Nintendo one wasn't bad. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't bad. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure that's the same sound effect in Life Force. Just reused assets. Ow. Get wrecked. Terry, like, overall in general, Superman has always been a hard game to make because he's too strong, and also apparently a hard movie to make because he's too strong. I swear to God, that's the same sound effect as in Life Force. They did, and it's super expensive. It came out for both Nintendo and Super Nintendo for Double Dragon. Battletoads, I think Battletoads and Double Dragon, I think it was called. Got Railroad to play Xbox One. Original made me rage quit. Yeah, about that. It's really hard. It's not surprising that you rage quitted because it's stupid, man. It's like sometimes I just, do these developers play their games? Like, are you guys serious? Oh, what the hell? This is my safe space. Okay, this is the guy I was talking about. Jesus. And I don't think this guy had, a weakness? He just had to kind of, jump kick his, like, back shoulder. Whereas if you jump kick too soon, he just slaps you and you get, like, lots of damage. Come on, bro. Come over here. There you go. Yeah, well, is it funny to me that Bloodborne is now free on PSN, babe? I think it's pretty funny. This guy has so much health. Look how many times I hit him. He's not even flashing yet. This is what you do, kids. This is how you preserve all your quarters and continues. You play the game super boring. Oh my god. Really? Finally. I did it. I did it. No. No. Oh, that's terrible Splinter. Terrible. That is a good Splinter, but man, the other Splinter was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Also, another stage that doesn't exist in the arcade game. Zombie Cartman YT, thank you. Thank you, nice to have you. Monday night, nostalgia night. Play some Nintendo games. I might do a Sega one pretty soon here. Not tonight, but in the future. I have TMNT Tournament Fighters on the Super Nintendo, but I just have the cart. I don't have the manual. I I don't have the case. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. My goal was to have all the Ninja Turtles games in the box, like, you know, like complete in a box with manual and everything. I have Turtles 1, Turtles 2, Turtles 3, which I spent a lot of money on. I'd say about over 100 bucks. But there is no way, unless I win the lotto, or get it for free somehow, or a good deal, that I will get Tournament Fighters for the Nintendo, because the Nintendo one is super expensive. It was one of the last games ever printed on the Nintendo. So back in the day, they actually, video game companies loved releasing, you know, one game on like 5 things. So you'll see like Mortal Kombat with like, what do you call that? Mortal Kombat with like, for Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Gear, Game Boy, you know, and then, yeah, and then Tournament Fighters, you know, came out during the time where the Super Nintendo was like the main system for Nintendo. Like kids were already like, oh, Nintendo, it's so last generation, you know. So there were more copies on the Super Nintendo than the Nintendo that were printed and bought because kids wanted the latest and greatest. You know, that's just how we are. And oh, thanks, Terry, appreciate it. You know, and so it's just, that's just what happened. Yeah, and thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. That's what makes the streams fun, when people interact with each other. At least we try to interact with each other. Okay, I don't remember Tiger coming out, but great. Jeez, all right. Jump. Okay, you can't dodge it either. It's so weird. Okay. And that's what, you know, Nostalgia Night is supposed to be. It's supposed to be just chatting about all the cool old stuff we used to play. Because, you know, us old folks, us oldies, kids didn't know what it was like back then. No internet, no YouTube, ironically. No Google, you know. You talk to your friends about video games, not on websites. You know, you're like, oh man, last night I was like playing this game. I was playing a game of Zelda, and I put a bomb in this one weird spot, and it totally opened up to a secret shop. You know, and you talk to your friends about that stuff at school, and your friends are like, oh really, for real? Where it's at? Show me. Like, come over after school. Let's hang out. You know, and stuff like that. But now it's like, why do I gotta hang out? I can just like go to your house. Alright, I can just look it up on the internet, you know. These scorpion things? Mine was always fighting games. Like, I wanted to play fighting games with all my friends, and since there was no multiplayer online, you know, you had to play your friends like at home, you know. It was tight too. Like you know, your mom would make food. Everybody would hang out, you know, and just talk about video games, play video games, good stuff. We were social back then. You know, one could argue that like, oh, it's more social now. You have more options. Are we? Really more social? When's the last time you hung out and played with your friends? Huh? I haven't. Just saying. played so Zombie, Cartman. I played Tekken for 3 years. Oh, wait, sorry. I played Tekken 3 for years. Not I played Tekken for 3 years. Tekken 3 is. Hold on. Let me get my buddy here. He's a pro. Ian. Tekken 3, best-selling fighting game of all time before, or is it still the #1 best-selling fighting game of all time? Okay, but Tekken 3 broke some records, I hear. Oh, sorry, best-selling Tekken of all time is Tekken 3. Okay, that's what I thought. It's dying.
One of the best-selling
PS1 games and best Tekken of all time. Okay. Alright, that's what I thought. For PS2? Huh, interesting. I did not know that. Do you think it's because it was just a good time? Well, yeah, and then they transitioned from Tekken 3, which is good. I don't remember this guy. He might be a console exclusive character. Dude, there was nothing quite like getting together with friends on a Saturday night to play 4-player GoldenEye. Yes, until you have a friend that would pick Oddjob or Moonraker #2, and because they were half the size, and you want to punch them in the face because they're cheaters. I, speaking from experience, did not punch anybody in the face because I wanted to pick Oddjob because I look like Oddjob, and I was like, I'm gonna play myself. We had the same height, and then my friends were like, "No, man, you're not allowed to pick Oddjob. You're so short." So in what do you call this? In protest, my Asian ass. I was like, "All right, guys, I can beat you guys without Oddjob. All right, I don't need Oddjob to win. So I'm gonna pick Jaws because he's the biggest character, and I don't know how you guys played GoldenEye, but my friends and I always played, what's that mode with you die in one shot? No. The thing is, you didn't need the golden gun.
Yeah, there's this golden gun mode.
You just die in one shot. Any gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we played. Like, we didn't play, like, health or anything like that. It was always, like, submachine guns, and proximity mines or whatever with the one-hit kill mode. Yeah, golden gun mode. So that's what we played. And man, you did get the advantage if you played Oddjob or Moonraker Agent 2, because they were like half the size of every character. Did anybody pick James Bond? I don't think anybody picked James Bond. You know. Okay, so Turok, the Turok series, for when it came out, was an amazing series. Because there was nothing like it. There was a lot of new stuff coming out. Like, I think it came out on the 64, right? Cradle of Boar, yeah, the gun that you would shoot and it would attach to your head and kill the person. Yeah. But yeah, it's like you're on the 64 and these first-person shooters are coming in, and they were good. They were like, you know, decent. The controllers sucked, but hey, what are you gonna do? You know, it's 64. But they were much better than the PlayStation 1's graphics and the gameplay. On the other hand, hold on, it's just opinion. Time Splitters You guys don't remember Time Splitters? On the PS2, had a map creator? Man. I better come back. That's all I'm saying. Ugh. You guys are getting harder. Ain't messing around. $7-11. Oh, come on. I get hit by that. Lame. Oh, come on. Oh, stupid. Elevator. Rock and Roll Racing was good. Now, Zombie Cartman. I know you're watching. That game had a prequel on the Super Nintendo as well. It was also made by Interplay. And yes, I remember. Because I'm a nerd. And all I did was play video games when I was a kid. Because my parents would not let me go outside and play. So the local video game store was my best friend. Technically his name was Albert, because it was Albert Video. But can you guess the prequel to Rock and Roll Racing? What is the prequel? What were these things called? I don't remember. They're not mousers. They were just like R2-D2s that hunted the Ninja Turtles. Can't remember what it's called. Okay, so I'll blow your mind here because a lot of people don't know this. The unspoken sequel or prequel to Rock and Roll Racing on the Super Nintendo was a little game called RPM Racing. And no, it didn't stand for revolutions per minute. It stood for like Radical Pro Machine. Google it. It is the exact same game minus the rock and roll. Not as fast because it was a prequel, like I said. And also it was kind of like cookie cutter. Like Rock and Roll Racing had like really cool characters and like music, and it took place in space. RPM Racing was like just like it was like RC Pro-Am. General Craig. Fuck. Okay, what's the pattern? I remember that. What? Oh, because the first one's terrible?
Because the original NES Turtle game is so balls.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty bad.
Because, like, because that came out roughly around the same time as the arcade game. All the kids were, like, super going nuts for the arcade games. That game is amazing. It's probably one of the best games that came out in the arcades at the time. So when a Ninja Turtles game came out on the NES, like all the kids were like, "Wow, it's gonna be great! It's gonna be like the arcade game."
No.
Nothing.
No.
Arcade game.
Well.
And you get stuck on that fucking underwater level with the blondes. And you hit your freaking life.
It's level 3.
I
remember.
And I just like I owned that game as a kid, and I was at this point in my life where I was like, why do I own this game? And I was like maybe 7.
It wasn't very good. You know, and you're right because like we saw the arcade game first,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. We can have it for home, and then you play it, and you're like, what the hell is this game?
Yeah.
Why is it so bad? I don't understand, man. My roommate is dying.
Raphael's so fucking bad in this game.
Let's see, Terrence. We can't talk about N64 games. I'm not mentioning awesome wrestling games it had. Yeah. Monday Night Raw was probably one of my first wrestling games, but that wasn't actually that game wasn't made by THQ yet, because THQ is the one that makes all those good wrestling games. Oh, I hate this. Is like the most corniest boss music, but it's great. Do you hear it? So far, every boss that I fight, their weakness is the back of their shoulder. And I mean that by like the way just the pattern hits, like the hitbox works. Because if I kick him too close, I'll get kicked away and I'll take damage. If I hit him just right, I'm like scot-free. Stop going to the sides. No, actually, that's funny. Like, I actually knew all that before I watched him, and I was like, someone else knows my secret. Like, I was like, oh my god, there's like nerdier people like me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like people on HQ is like nuts. They break that stuff down.
Yeah. I was just showing the folks here a couple things that on certain bosses you can just like, you know, like what is that word called? Like when you like exploit. Exploit it. Yeah. So this one for Krang, you never go head first because you would get zapped by his laser. So you gotta go for the back, like his like back shoulder pad. That is the safe zone. Yeah, if you fuck it up, that happens. Too soon.
I like the design for Crank's like mechano body.
Oh, the gimp body.
Like, the Mongol body is so weird.
You know what? When I was a kid, like, you know, because you can only understand it when you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was the guy from the Goonies.
Really?
Like a big cyborg version.
Sloth.
Sloth. I thought he was Sloth. Like his body was Sloth.
Yeah.
And in the Goonies, Sloth was super powerful.
Yeah.
So I figured like, okay, they just try to model somebody that's
Yeah.
pretty strong. God, you're so cheap with your negative frames of damage. Jesus. Give me all your quarters. The Krang music is pretty bad. No Mercy was good, but WrestleMania 2000, I say it was the best one, because you can create your own character in that one. I mean, you can create your own character in, I think it was WWF versus NWO, or WCW versus NWO.
Oh shit! Kamako Yoshi.
Orokusaki.
Or is it Rokusaki?
Oh man.
Damn it!
Oh man.
Fuck.
Give me your nerd card.
Oh,
Give me your nerd. Give me your nerd card. Oh, I think I might lose because his stupid beam insta kills you. Fuck! Oh god. This is pretty hype music too. No! Oh my god, I got it.
Oh, Uncle Phil, why?
No. That is the most colorful game over screen I've ever seen. I've never seen that screen.
I got it.
So I continue. Okay, that's not bad.
Nah.
That's
I
not
gotta
bad.
Go through this all over again now. Ugh.
Yeah. It's okay. Okay, one more time. I think I counted when I was a kid, it was like 75 jump kicks. That's all like, man. That's when you know you're a fucking nerd. Come on.
This is like the final boss fight from Arcade, right?
Yeah, this is the last part.
Yeah.
But like way harder in arcade because
Yeah.
it's designed to take your money.
Yep. And it works nicer too.
Oh yeah, way nicer. arcades ran at what, 128?
So, what for that kid game?
No, like, you know, like this is 8-bit.
Oh yeah.
The amount of things you can hold on the screen.
Yeah. That was Konami, right?
This game, yeah. I was just telling them that this game, Konami at the time, they weren't like sure about 100% of the games they were releasing, like now. So they created Ultra Games, which is a fake Konami company, and they made Ultra Games like publish some games so that way if the game was bad, Konami wouldn't take the heat. So they would have the logo Ultra Games, but like, and in small tiny print would say Konami. Yeah.
Yeah, they did this, they did the X-Men game. Right, they did the X-Men game too.
For Nintendo?
No, I mean,
Oh, for the arcade, yeah. The arcade, yeah.
the arcade game, and then they did the Simpsons one.
Yep.
And then
Sunset Riders.
Oh yeah, that's right, Sunset Riders.
Yep.
And then the little not known one was they did Bucky O'Hare too.
That one came out. That was the best looking one. It came out in the complete end of the arcade.
Their arcade run is doing that.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
I think this one was just like, just do this back and forward. Try to avoid the lasers.
The random like ninja magic that he has.
Yeah, his turtle degenerator or whatever it is.
All right, God, dude, I've like nulled out the 80s cartoons so much in my mind. Like, I only remember very little of it.
Shit.
I remember that they had to take out Michelangelo's nunchucks in season 2 on.
Yeah, because they were like violent.
Because they were too violent, and and Michelangelo was a lot of kids' favorites. So
It makes no sense if it's violent because one of the ninjas had swords.
yeah,
Like that's a really poor argument to have. Yeah, I'm exploiting the crap out of him right now.
I'm actually shocked.
I think it's because Jinx me.
It's because they got separated. I think as long as they're together, like,
Yeah,
they
like one's programmed to like.
yeah.
Orokusaki! Tonight I done on Turtle Soup. Gotta use those invincibility frames.
Who played him in the 80s?
I don't know, but he was really good.
He was really good.
Terrence likes Leo. I'm a Raph kind of boy. I like Raph. I like the bad boys.
I was really big into Johnny when
Yeah.
I was younger. And then since I'm a big fan of the 2012 cartoon, I've really grown to love Mikey, but they have a very specific way of
True. Yeah, he remembers how hard this was. Yes, this is really hard. This is like pattern fight 5000.
Yeah. This is how we got our longevity in our games.
Yep. You play smart, not hard.
Yeah!
I did it. See? I did it. I did it.
How about Technodrome? I had that toy.
So Darren says this was the first 4 megabyte cart for Nintendo.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe him. That's true. I mean, this game has a lot of graphics in it, a lot of music. Freak the Foots, mangled the Mousers, and totaled the Technodrome. That's turtle power. But what about the Shredded Krang? Burnt toast, vaporized milkshake, or escaped from Dimension X? Remember Dimension X?
Yeah, I remember.
Until we know.
Neutrinos.
Yeah, I remember Trinos. God. No. No. No Trinos.
Them putzing around in their like hover like Chevys and stuff like that. Oh, it's so weird.
But yeah, that is that's pretty much it for Ninja Turtles. It's funny how I started playing Balloon Fight first, and then I played Donkey Kong 3. So I went through like the games that I had first, and I kind of just like, most of them were like games that didn't have stages. They were like level 1, and then do the level, it gets harder, loops around, you know, Donkey Kong style. There wasn't a lot of games on Nintendo that were, I mean, there was a lot of games on Nintendo that had like the arcade mode to play, you know, just points. A lot of them came from Nintendo too, because they made a lot of like games with one name on the title, pinball, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, this is 4 megabytes, and then ESO is 85 gigs. They've come a long way, you know. But also, like, games like, when a game first comes out on a console or a new system, it's always big, because they don't know how to optimize it yet, you know. So, like, 'cause I remember, like, every game on PS4 when it first launched was like 50 gig install, 50 gig install, 40 gig install. I'm like, god damn, like it only has 500 gigabytes, you know. And then now games are having like 16 gigabytes, you know, 10 gigabytes. So it was cool that they're shrinking. So here's a little pop quiz for whoever is watching. Who's that guy in the bottom right corner of my stream there? Does anybody know? I always use that guy as a sprite because he's kind of a hipster when it comes to sprite work. Because like, oh, you don't know that one, where that's from. You know where that's from, Ian?
I know the IP. There are like several games
Okay.
I know of, but I have one locked in my head right now.
Okay. All right. Well, just take a quick guess.
I'm gonna say, is it just volleyball?
No, it's you're close. It's Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball.
But it's from what? The what's the Japanese Kunio-kun and Ricky, right?
Yep.
Ricky series in Japan, but
in the States it's known as the River City Ransom IP.
Yeah, our Crash and the Street Boys.
The Crash and the Street Boys.
But yeah, that was Monday night nostalgia night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. It's only like an hour or two. We pretty much just played Ninja Turtles all night until we beat it. So, tomorrow I'll have a video up on YouTube. I don't know which game I'll upload. Probably another Dead by Daylight episode. But another stream should be coming up sometime this week. I'm probably going to be doing either Super Nintendo or Genesis. I like doing the old stuff more and more. They're just more fun to play. And we can have a lot of them. A lot of different games in a short amount of time. Plus everyone's playing everyone's playing Dragon Ball right now, Monster Hunter. No one needs to see another one of those streams. So it's also fun to talk about the old stuff. I like talking about the old stuff. So with that, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.